My name is Alyssa Balje. Today I'll be reading for the host, and I am one of the co-creators. And my pronouns are she and her.
Hi, my name is Elise Scarlett Boisson. I go by Scarlett. My pronouns are she, her. I am also one of the co-creators, and I'll be narrating the action and reading for the bartender and Sherry Corvette.
Hi, my name is Delicia Pastiche. My pronouns are she, they, and I will be reading the part of Natalie.
Hi there, I'm Sebastian Marziali. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm reading for Incredibo.
Hi, my name is Kristen Lyons. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm reading the part of Riley.
Hi there, my name is Jordan Riche. My pronouns are he, him. I'm reading the part of Jonathan and Robbie.
Hi, I'm Bianca Boom Boom. My pronouns are they, she, and I will be reading for Bubblegum Jones.
My name is Leaf Conti Groom. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be reading for the part of Kev.
Interior, the palace, night. It's Natalie Edberg's bachelorette party. On stage in a big nightclub, a high-energy classic burlesque number by Princess Surprise is reaching its finale. Natalie and her best friend, Riley Price Davenport, are in the audience, cheering and clapping. The other bachelorette party attendees, Amy and Whitney, are not loving it as much as the other two. Princess Surprise removes her bra with her back to the audience. She drops to her knees, does a full backbend so that her tassel-tipped breasts face the audience, and twirls the tassels vigorously. The audience, including Natalie and Riley, goes nuts. Princess Surprise gracefully gets up, blows a kiss, and exits the stage. Two stage kittens rush to pick up her discarded costume pieces while the host follows them on stage, microphone in hand.
Keep it going for Princess Surprise!
The audience cheers and claps some more. Natalie raises her glass in the air.
Woo!
Riley grins at her. Amy and Whitney look surprised at and disapproving of her.
Do you like that? Yes? Do you think it looks like fun? Do you think you could do it?
People in the audience cheer and laugh. Natalie laughs and shakes her head.
Well, why don't you get up here and prove it? I need 3 volunteers. No stripping required, but show us your sexiest dance moves, and you could win a pair of VIP tickets to the next King City Kitty show.
Riley nudges Natalie.
Do it.
No.
Come on, bitch. It's your bachelorette.
Riley grabs Natalie's hand and waves it in the air.
She will.
Riley!
Riley grins. Amy and Whitney look completely mortified and a little angry at Riley. Natalie, although shocked and nervous, also looks a tiny bit excited. The host points to Natalie.
All right, that's 3. Come on up here.
People are getting up to let Natalie pass. Everyone is looking at her, and Riley is gently pushing her. She can't back out. She makes her way up onto the stage where another woman and a man are standing slightly upstage, ready for the contest. The host comes over to her with the microphone.
What's your name?
Natalie?
Woo!
Okay, Natalie, go ahead and stand with the others.
Natalie goes to join the woman and man.
All right, so when the music plays, you all start at the same time. Give us all you got until the music stops. Whoever gets the most applause wins the tickets. Ready?
Natalie, the man, and the woman nod.
Hit it.
A sexy, recognizable song we can get the rights to, something old school because this is a classic burlesque show, starts to play. The contestants on either side of Natalie start to dance, the woman tentatively and the man enthusiastically. Natalie realizes she'd better do something and starts to move to the music, slowly at first, but then with more confidence. The audience cheers on the contestants. The man takes off his shirt and the audience goes wild. Natalie looks over at him, hesitates for half a second, then slowly starts to undo the top button of her blouse. Her tentativeness reads as teasing to the audience, who cheer her on as she slowly undoes a couple more buttons, then more purposefully and deliberately undoes the last few and throws her shirt to the ground. The man takes off his belt and starts riding it, moving it back and forth between his legs, then slapping himself on the ass with it. The audience screams for him as Natalie watches. Natalie wants to win. She struts down stage towards the audience, thinks for a couple of seconds, then jumps off the stage, grabs a drink off of one of the VIP tables in front, and pours it all over her chest, throwing her head back and rubbing the liquid into her bra. The man whose drink she took is shocked, but then starts laughing. She runs back up the stage steps and dramatically swipes a finger up her cleavage and licks the drops of booze off it, grinning. The audience cheers louder than ever. The host slices their hand through the air to stop the music.
Wow! Okay, their fate is in your hands. Give all these brave people a round of applause, but cheer the loudest for your favorite contestant.
The host walks behind the line of contestants and holds a hand over each person's head in turn, while the audience cheers, on cue, with varying degrees of enthusiasm. Natalie is last and gets the loudest cheer. She's a little shyer now. Some of the adrenaline has worn off, but she smiles and happily waves to the crowd. She runs off stage when a stage kitten hands her the envelope of VIP tickets. Interior, palace, night, in the audience. It's intermission, and Natalie and Riley are in their seats. Natalie is buttoning up her blouse over her wet bra, and both women are laughing.
I can't believe I did that.
I can. Okay, maybe I didn't see that coming, but I knew the theater kid was still in there somewhere.
Natalie smiles, considering this. She looks at the 2 empty seats beside her and frowns slightly.
Kind of sucks that Whitney and Amy had to leave early.
Terrible shame.
Natalie gives her a look, which Riley returns with an innocent smile. Suddenly, a hand reaches across Riley and towards Natalie from the aisle, brandishing fanned-out playing cards.
Pick a card.
Natalie's jaw drops as she recognizes the man whose drink she stole to win the dance-off.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Incredible waves off her apology, smiling.
Just pick a card.
Natalie obeys, and Incredibo finishes his card trick. Natalie is genuinely impressed, but not sure what to make of him.
I see you're still saving the good stuff for a stage, Sean. Was that complimentary? Or are you hustling for tips at other people's shows?
Incredibo puts his arm around Riley's shoulders and kisses her noisily on the cheek. She laughs and waits a second before playfully shoving him away.
You can't hide your awe of me. Come to think of it, a tip is the least the lady could do after stealing my drink.
Riley laughs loudly and claps her hands.
Amazing. I'm even prouder of you now, Nat.
I'm really sorry. Please let me buy you another one.
Nah, don't worry about it. Serves me right for coming to a King City Kitties show.
Yeah, why are you contributing to the care and feeding of Crimson Queen?
I'm not. Someone had a VIP ticket they couldn't use, so I figured why not. Doesn't hurt to keep tabs on what the hose beast is up to. Plus, I thought she was gonna shit her garters when she saw me sitting there in the front. Ha! What about you? What are you doing here? Are you in Crim Buddies now?
No. It was the only show happening tonight, and I had to introduce my best mate to Burlesque for her bachelorette.
She gestures to Natalie. Incredibo sticks out his hand.
Natalie Edberg, meet Incredible the Illusionist. Sean, Natalie.
Incredibo and Natalie shake hands.
Incredible?
Incredibo. Call me Sean. So what do you do?
I'm an executive assistant.
Do you like that?
I hate it.
Why don't you try being a burlesque dancer instead?
Okay.
Why not? I produce a monthly show and I always save a spot for a newbie.
But I'm not a newbie. I've never done burlesque before. I've never even taken a class.
She did tons of theater in college, though.
There you go. Hey, listen, I didn't mind losing my drink to you, and that's saying something. Why don't you give it a shot? My next show is in 2 weeks.
2 weeks? No.
I'll help you. Do it.
What?
Yeah, do it.
Come on, what do you have to lose? So you completely fuck it up, so what? Then you never have to show your face in the scene again.
Jesus, Sean.
Seriously. I'll bill you as a first-timer and nobody will expect anything elaborate.
I don't know.
Riley puts her arm firmly around Natalie's shoulders.
She'll do it.
Natalie opens her mouth to protest, but finds that nothing comes out.
Great. I'll get your email from Riley and send you the details.
Incredibo glances at something off camera and groans slightly.
Shit. Robbie's trying to hit on Lola Valentine again. Gotta go stop a train wreck. See you soon.
Incredibo hurries off. Natalie gapes after him. She shakes out of Riley's grip and faces her.
What the fuck did you just do to me?
Gave you the best bachelorette present ever. That's what. Admit it. When was the last time you felt a rush like that, like you just did up there?
I don't know. Fuck, I can't remember. God.
Of course you can't.
Hey,
Come on. Even you said you've been in a bit of a rut.
do you think I'm boring? Have I become boring?
No, I don't associate with boring people. Boring people don't pour drinks all over themselves on stages. I do think you're unhappy, though.
Natalie looks stung.
Unhappy? What do you mean?
Bored. I meant bored, aren't you?
So an audience member should suffer because of my boredom?
None of that talk. Look, of course you aren't going to be the most polished performer up there, but it's a low-key bar, a tiny stage, and nobody's expecting acrobatics or anything for your first time. I've seen you on stage. You can make an audience feel something. Now tell me you won't back out of this. Come around this week and I'll help you with your act.
Natalie takes a long pause.
No overthinking.
Okay, I'm in. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
Riley hugs Natalie, bouncing excitedly and laughing. Natalie starts to laugh and get excited too. Interior, Natalie's office, day. Natalie is sitting at her desk, which is in a cubicle outside her boss's office. She is watching burlesque videos on YouTube, wearing earbuds. An instant message from Kev, her fiancé, pops up and she clicks on it.
What's happening for dinner tonight?
Natalie frowns. She types a reply.
I told you I was going to Riley's after work tonight.
Another message from Kev pops up right away.
I don't think we have any food in the house. Sad face emoji.
Natalie sighs and rolls her eyes. She hovers over the X to close the window, but hesitates and then types,
So sorry, babe. My boss wants me in the meeting until the end of the day, so I can't talk anymore. Sad face emoji. Love you. 2 kissy face emojis.
Natalie quickly closes the instant message window before Kev can respond. As she does, her boss, Jonathan, approaches. She minimizes YouTube and takes out her headphones as nonchalantly as possible. Jonathan hands her a few sheets of paper.
These are my kids' after-school activities for the next few months. Can you put them in my calendar? I know it's not exactly work-related, but it sure helps me out. Oh, and I emailed you a document to print off for me. If you could get to that first. This morning you forgot, and I had to print it myself before my meeting. I don't know how to print in color, and it looked a little shoddy.
Natalie forces a grin, whose fakeness would be obvious to anyone but this self-absorbed man.
Absolutely, Jonathan. So sorry about that.
Jonathan turns his back on her before she has finished talking and walks into his office. Natalie furtively flips him off behind his back as he does. A coworker happens to be walking by and catches her doing it. Natalie's eyes widen in horror, but the coworker laughs and looks impressed after their initial expression of shock. They didn't think Natalie had it in her. Interior, Riley's apartment, night. Natalie and Riley are sitting on one of the couches in Riley's loft. It's a modern, expensive, but warm-feeling place with Riley's paintings and photographs, a lot of which are of burlesque and variety performers on stage, on the walls. Their phones are out and they have wine.
Okay, I'm admitting that I am actually excited about this. Scared shitless, but excited. I still don't get why Incredibo would want me in his show, though. I've never even taken a dance class.
Okay, first of all, would you please call him Sean? I can't even hear Incredible with a straight face.
That's fair. So, is anything going on there?
Oh, no, God. No, we're friends.
Natalie raises her eyebrows and grins at Riley.
You sure?
Riley rolls her eyes.
Yes. Anyways, we were talking about you. I was going to say, second of all, you don't need to be a prima ballerina. I've been photographing burlesque for years, and those ex-dance kids aren't always the most compelling performers. It's a different art form. You have acting skills and stage presence, which is more than a good start.
And a willingness to take my clothes off, clearly.
That too. The scene does have a DIY roots, and some producers have a point of giving new blood a shot. But it's not like being willing to get your tits out is the only requirement. I've seen you on stage, enough to know you have something more to contribute.
Thanks. I haven't been on stage since college, though. Saturday night notwithstanding.
But you miss it? don't you?
Yeah.
Well, then let's get you back up there.
Natalie slowly nods.
Okay. I do feel like I'm more excited about it than scared of it.
Yes, I love hearing you say that. Have you told Kev?
No.
Excellent. So, have you thought about your stage name?
Yes. It was one of the things I accomplished at my job today, along with studying burlesque videos and deciding which shade of purple I would dye my hair if I had the guts to.
Well done, you. Okay, let's hear it.
Kitty Stratford.
Kitty Stratford. Uh-huh.
What?
Well, it's just Kitty is a very common burlesque name, like almost to the point of being a cliche. Do you really see yourself as a kitty?
I just thought it was cute. And I picked it because I love Shakespeare, and Kitty is like a version of the name Katerina from Taming of the Shrew, who's a strong woman, and I just thought it was clever.
You're aware it's basically a burlesque version of the name of the main character from a 90s teen movie?
Yeah?
That's not a good thing. Okay. Well, hey, names. They're tough. So, what about the song? What are you thinking?
Natalie brightens. She swipes and taps at her phone, then puts it down on the coffee table and stands up. A stereotypical burlesque standard we can get the rights to, like Fever, starts to play. Natalie begins a tentative, awkward bump and grind, snapping her fingers at intervals and lip syncing along to some, but not all, of the lyrics. Riley tries valiantly not to look dismayed, but Natalie notices and stops the song.
What?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
But
Okay, putting aside the cliche discussion, are you feeling that song?
it's sexy.
Is it, to you, does that song make you want to strip, honestly?
I don't know.
I can tell. Listen, I'm not saying there aren't performers who are truly kitties and truly feel that song in their guts and bones and rock the shit out of it. I'm saying that, besides the fact it's been done, it isn't you.
So what am I supposed to do? I thought you said to start it off with a simple striptease. I can't do classic burlesque?
Of course you can, if you pick the song you love. Give the audience a taste of your real self. Burlesque is usually about self-expression, more so than acting. Think about it. You get to write, direct, and perform your own act each time you do it. So what's a song you love that makes you want to strip? Everyone has at least one of those.
Really? What's yours?
Prince, sexy motherfucker.
Damn. Why aren't you the one doing this?
Riley shrugs.
Not my art form. I love to watch it, but this is how I like to tell stories.
Riley mock dramatically gestures to her photos and paintings on the wall.
Besides, burlesque is the art of the tease, which nobody has ever accused me of being.
Riley raises her wine glass, grinning, and sips.
Fair.
So come on, what's your stripper song? First one that pops into your head.
Natalie thinks for a few beats, then picks up her phone, types something, and taps the screen. A recognizable, sexy, hard rock song we can get the rights to starts to play. She puts down the phone with the song still playing and picks up her wine glass. As she has a drink from it, she automatically grinds her hips to the music. Unlike with the first song, she isn't tentative or awkward.
Yes.
Natalie puts down her wine glass and runs her hands slowly over her body while dancing. She grins.
Fuck yes.
Pull out to long shot of Natalie dancing and Riley drinking and cheering her on. Fade out. Interior, Natalie and Kev's condo, night. Kev is sitting on the living room couch of an expensive condo, watching sports highlights on a huge mounted flat screen while drinking a premium beer and eating chips out of a bag. The front door opens down the hallway, and Natalie enters. Kev looks up, then deliberately stares straight ahead at the TV, not acknowledging her presence until she gets into the room and stands near the TV.
Hey, babe.
Kev finally looks at her.
Hey, look who finally made it home. That's a bigger dose of Riley than I'd be able to stand.
He pauses, waiting for a reaction from Natalie that he doesn't get.
What did you end up doing for dinner?
Kev gestures to his bag of chips.
Ruff.
Why didn't you just order something?
Well, I didn't really think you'd be out so late on a work night. What were you guys doing for so long?
Oh, Riley's having some guy problems, so
So many dicks, so few holes?
Natalie's jaw drops and she glares at him, speechless. Kev laughs.
Come on, that was funny.
why do you have to be such an asshole?
Now it's Kev's turn to stare in shock. Natalie looks just as shocked, clapping her hand to her mouth. She has never spoken to him that way before. They stare at each other for a few seconds, Kev's disbelief turning into anger, before Natalie abruptly leaves the room. She goes into the bedroom and slams the door behind her, leaning back against it. She takes a few deep breaths, then stands up straight. She goes into the master bathroom, closes that door too, and starts running a hot bath. She starts to unbutton her blouse on autopilot, but then stops when she sees herself in the full-length mirror. She slows down her unbuttoning, watching herself, shimmying her shoulders a bit as she goes. She throws the blouse deliberately off to the side. She smiles at herself. The door suddenly opens and Kev appears in the mirror behind her. Natalie jumps. She quickly moves away and turns off the taps. Kev grabs her free hand and pulls her towards him.
Hey, look at this nice bra this asshole bought you. Goes with the nice home I bought you.
He puts his hands on her breasts, squeezing. She freezes, neither responding nor resisting.
Kev, I'm sorry.
Okay, you can make it up to me. Are you wearing the matching underwear?
Natalie nods. Kev simultaneously releases her breasts and gives her shoulders a little push back.
Show me.
Natalie turns around, bends over slightly, and slowly unzips her skirt, letting it fall to the floor. Her expression in the mirror is the complete opposite of the happy one she wore stripping for herself.
Yeah, strip for me.
Kev grabs Natalie's hips. Natalie turns around and puts her arms around his neck, trying to make this nicer for herself.
What if I were a real stripper? What if I took my clothes off in front of hundreds of people? Would that turn you on?
Hell yeah. I mean, I wouldn't marry you, but I'd sure fuck you.
Kev starts to kiss Natalie's neck, then moves down to her chest.
But why wouldn't you want a hot stripper wife?
Why would I want the mother of my kids to be a whore a million dudes have seen naked? Gee, Nat, I don't know.
Natalie pulls back, looking at him in consternation. Kev frowns.
But
Why do you...
why are we talking about this like it's a real thing? I thought somebody was apologizing. Do you really want to just piss me off more, or do you want to make up now?
Natalie falters. Kev unzips his pants and raises his eyebrows.
Fight or fuck. The choice is yours.
He gestures down towards his crotch, smirking. Natalie stares at him for a few seconds, then slowly sinks to her knees in front of him, exhaling slowly through her nose, her expression grim. Fade out. Interior, the Nook, night, backstage. It's the night of Natalie's burlesque debut. Natalie enters the backstage area tentatively, carrying her bag. Getting ready for the show are Bubblegum Jones, Betty Bang Bang, Cherry Corvette, Lulu Skystrutter, Dick Handler, and Prince Ennui. The host of the show, Robbie Robot, although fully in his half-assed robot costume, is hovering around and awkwardly attempting to socialize with the women who are trying to change into costumes and get ready. Natalie looks around, intimidated and unsure of where to be. Robbie Robot makes a beeline for her.
Hi, are you the new girl?
Yeah, that's me, Natalie. Oh, I mean, Kitty Stratford.
Robbie Robot. I'm the MC. Enchanté.
Robbie shakes Natalie's hand a bit too enthusiastically, pulling her slightly towards him.
So I have this really cute intro planned for you about you being a blushing burlesque virgin.
Robbie reaches into his pocket, removes a large square of paper, and starts to unfold it. Natalie looks dismayed.
My act doesn't really have a cutesy feel.
Incredibo bursts into the room, full of energy and pulling a suitcase, interrupting them.
Hey, Robbie, you have to come help me set up my illusion.
Incredibo spots Natalie and waves.
Riley's friend, you showed up. Here's your drink tickets.
Incredibo takes 2 drink tickets from his jacket pocket and hands them to Natalie, patting her shoulder hard.
Don't fuck it up. Come on, Robbie.
Incredibo leaves, dragging Robbie with him. Natalie looks a bit panicked. She checks her watch, drops her show bag in the corner but keeps her purse, and quickly leaves the backstage area to go up to the bar.
Hi, can I please have a shot of tequila?
Natalie hands a drink ticket to the bartender, who smiles and pours her a shot. Natalie fumbles in her purse for a tip, puts it on the bar, then downs the shot and sucks the lime.
Thanks.
Break a leg. Natalie smiles weakly. She turns away and pulls out her phone. Her hands are shaking. She brings up Riley's contact and dials. There is no answer.
Fuck.
Natalie heads backstage again. She looks around at the other performers, who are talking to each other and seem oblivious to her. She pulls her satin evening gown and pretty lingerie out of her show bag, then looks around at other people's flashier, bedazzled costumes, and slowly shoves her things back into her bag. She looks around to check that nobody is watching her, then zips up the bag, picks it and her purse up, and quickly turns to leave, glancing over her shoulder to make sure nobody sees her. As she does, she bumps smack into Bubblegum Jones, who is entering the backstage area. Bubblegum steps back. She takes in Natalie's purse, show bag, and face of stage makeup with its guilty look.
Hi!
Sorry.
Are you going to the store too? Yay! I always need candy before I perform. Let's go together.
Bubblegum, smiling, puts her arm through Natalie's and marches her towards the venue's door. Natalie looks trapped and, unsure of what to do, allows herself to be led along.
Oh, okay.
Interior, corner store, night. Bubblegum is filling a plastic bag with small scoops of various gummy candies.
The blue whales are my favorites, but I can't eat them until after I go on because they turn your mouth blue. So I'll eat these hot lips first. Red to match my red lipstick. Ooh, and these strawberry marshmallow things. Some people don't like them, but those people are weirdos. Oh my God, gummy worms! Which ones are your favorites?
Natalie smiles.
I like the cola bottles.
Bubblegum scoops some cola bottles into her bag.
My treat. I'm Bubblegum Jones, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. I'm Natalie Edberg.
Stage name, please. Always introduce yourself by your stage name.
Oh, sorry. I'm Kitty Stratford.
Are you sure?
I guess not. I'm actually not even sure if I'm going to stay and perform.
But why not? You need a better name. Maybe a wig, but your makeup looks amazing.
Thanks. Isn't there a bit more to it than that?
Oh, sure. But that really is impressive stage makeup for a newbie. I wouldn't just say that.
Thanks. I learned how to do it when I did plays in university.
You're an actress. That's more. See, there you go. But I could only talk about what I knew.
Natalie laughs.
I'm a nice girl, but I'm an honest one.
I can see that.
So what are you gonna do now? Take your great makeup and all the time you spent rehearsing and all the money you spent on your costume and throw it in the trash?
What if that's where it belongs?
Please, how bad could you be? It's Wednesday night at the Nook, not the motherfucking Moulin Rouge.
Natalie laughs in surprise. She considers this.
If you go home now, you'll feel like an asshole. Even if you're relieved tonight, tomorrow morning you'll feel like an asshole. You'll disappoint Incredibo and the audience and yourself and me. And I won't give you any of these cola bottles.
Bubblegum takes her candy up to the counter. Natalie trails after her.
You know, I've been doing burlesque for over a decade. A couple of us started putting on shows when there was absolutely no scene, and most people didn't even know what burlesque was. I am not a chicken shit. If I want something, I make it happen. I can teach you if you want. You can have a fun life like me. Or you can be a chicken shit, which is boring, and go home to do whatever boring chicken shits do on Wednesday nights. So?
Bubblegum pays for her candy, then puts her hands on her hips and stares at Natalie expectantly. Natalie can't help grinning after a couple of seconds.
Is everyone in burlesque like you?
They fucking wish. Come on, let's go.
Bubblegum links her arm through Natalie's again and marches her to the door. Interior, Nook, night. On stage, Cherry Corvette does her final reveal as her music ends. The crowd cheers and applauds enthusiastically. Riley is in the front row snapping pictures. Cherry exits the stage and a stage kitten goes on stage and starts to pick up her discarded costume pieces. Robbie Robot runs on stage with his microphone. He flails his arms wildly and jerks his head erratically from side to side.
Bleep bloop, system overload.
A couple of audience members chuckle politely. Riley rolls her eyes.
From hotness?
One audience member woos, but otherwise there is silence. Cut to backstage. Natalie is waiting by the tiny staircase at the side of the stage, dressed in her gown and gloves, eating a gummy cola bottle and holding a half-full highball glass. She finishes the candy and drains the drink. A few other performers, including Bubblegum, are waiting to go on. Cherry Corvette is putting on her robe.
That was Cherry Corvette from the Royal Rebels. We now have a very special treat for you. Get ready for a blushing burlesque virgin.
Natalie winces as she listens to this description. Robbie's voice fades to muffled background noise as she tunes out what he's saying. She puts her glass on the floor, closes her eyes, and takes a couple of deep breaths. She opens her eyes and stands up straighter. She smooths her dress and shakes her hair out of her face. Cherry Corvette, tying her robe and walking past, smiles at her. Papa Pasty! Natalie looks a bit confused, but smiles back.
Give a warm welcome to Miss Kitty Stratford.
The audience cheers encouragingly.
Yay!
Natalie smiles. She focuses on the stage, ignoring Robbie as he runs off it and stands beside her. As her song starts to play, she walks up the steps and onto the stage. The audience cheers welcomingly. Fade to black.